Good morning, everybody. I don't know whether this tape's gonna work or not, so I'm just gonna try and see what happens. But I wanted to share with you this morning that I'm working on a project for a group on Facebook called Deconstructed Art Journals. And they've asked me to submit a sample to them, and what they're asking for is an 8x8 piece of paper, and the centerpiece is one section, and then fold it in half, and the front is another section and the back is another section. And the theme that they've asked to do is nature, and you can do any type of media that you want. I've chosen a mixture of painting a little bit, but mostly collaging. So the center that I have used is a background of some snow. I've painted the background a dark blue with some lighter blue, and I picked out some snow scene and a snow wolf, and I've glued him down, and I just really thought he was gorgeous, and I just found the words magnify kindness because he just, I don't know, we're just really cruel to our wolves and we're killing them off, and I just thought that we need to magnify kindness to the wolf family. And the front that I have is just a lilac bush with some butterflies on it, and I'm going to outline the butterflies in black. I'm going to do that this morning. And it says discover. And the back, I found a picture that I really liked. It's a bluebird on an apple blossom. And I had started to paint this. I was going to do something else on here. And so I had painted this just a dark background. And I don't like it because it doesn't go with what I want to put on here. So I'm going to change this. I'm going to gesso over this, and I'm going to put this bluebird down, and I've got a quote that I've picked out for it, and I thought I'd have you guys come along for the journey. So let me get started and get some gesso going and see where we can go with this. Let's see where my paintbrush, I changed my little art desk around a little bit here, so I can't find anything. So bear with me as I try to find my paintbrushes, the right paintbrushes. No, can't find anything. Where's my right paintbrushes? Oh, here we go. This one will work. This one will work. This is a homemade gesso that I made a while back. And it's not the best of gessos. It works. It's not my favorite. But I use it because it's what I have. Well, I also have Liquitex gesso, but I'm using this for now. It's a little bit thicker than the Liquitex gesso that I have, so it gives a little bit better coverage, I think. So I'm going to be doing a paint technique that I really like. I use a lot for backgrounds in my art journal. It's a really simple technique. I kind of found it by accident, actually. But found that I really like it a lot. And what it is that when I'm using a sponge to sponge on paint or stencil on paint, when I'm done with the sponge, what I do is I flip, oops, I got some gookies in here. That's one of the things that I don't like about my homemade gesso is I find gunkies in it. So what I do is I, when I'm done with the stenciling, I flip to a clean page and I just tap off the paint all over the empty page, and I just have little sponge markings all over the empty page, and then I might use a different color and go back to that page and tap the sponge all over that page again, and eventually I've done it enough times that the page is pretty well covered with various colored sponge marks, and it comes out really nice, and then I just have a really nice background. So I've got my gesso on there. And I rearranged my desk. I already said that, didn't I? And now everything is kind of crazy here, and I'm having trouble finding anything. And things aren't put away yet, fully. So I pulled out some colors that I thought would go well with the bluebird. I've got a sapphire blue, so I'm going to put a little daub of sapphire blue on my palette. My palette desperately needs cleaning. I didn't shake that. I got a very light baby blue. I've got a pink, real pretty pink, to go with the apple blossoms. I had a red out, but I cleaned out my paint drawer this morning just before I turned the camera on. I've got another shade of blue. This is Blue Bonnet Blue. Let me see if I can find my red. Oh, that red's not open yet. Because there's a little bit of red in the picture. Not much, so I don't want too much red in it. And there's a little bit of gray in the picture, so I do want to put some gray in here too. Oops, that's a little bit much. So, let me just heat dry this real quick. Pretty well dried, but I just want to touch it up. That's good. So this is just a really quick thing, and I can get this in the mail to them. I have makeup sponges, and I basically use the same one over and over and over and over again. I just wash them out with a little bit of soap and water. I soak them in water and then soap and water it, and that's it. That's all I do to it. So I'm just going to dip it in some blue paint, tap it off a little bit, and tap it all over the page. And then I take my journal, because I've got lots more blue here, because I just poured out way too much. Find an empty page, or a page that's got other tappings on it. Let's see if I can find one that's got other. I think I just passed one. This one's got tan and white, so it would look pretty with some blue on it. And then I just tap it all over the page. This would be a real pretty start for a background. Yeah, and then when the sponge is pretty well empty of paint, I dip into my next color. Set this down beside me to dry. Dip into my next color, which will be a lighter blue. And tap that all around. A little bit of that, well, a little light blue on my journal. Excuse my squeaky chair. I paid all of $30 for an office chair from Staples, no, Best Buy, a couple of years ago. It was the display model, and it was a $200 chair, but they were getting rid of it for $30, $39, and I said, I'll take it right now, right here. So you see, I've got a good start for a background for a journal page, just by tapping off my sponge. I kind of like that. I like the blues. I'm a blue person. Oh, actually, blue is not my favorite color, but I do like blue. Really squeezed out too much paint for this size piece of paper, but that's okay. A third shade of blue. And tap it off. Get some other color in here, get some pink. Ooh, that's pretty with the pink. So this is a really quick page, and then I can mail this out to them, and then they mail theirs, and they're kind of, I'm not quite sure their philosophy on why they require you to send out the page first, but it's their rules that you send out your page before they send their page, and you have to send your page before they approve you into their group to do swaps. So they're not supposedly not judging your artwork, they're just judging whether or not you can follow rules. And you have 30 days to complete your task, so I'm getting this done within my 30 days. Stamp off this pink. Oh, and this is making a really pretty background. Not wasting any of this paint. So the sun's coming up. It's going to be another hot day here. The birds are starting to chirp, which is like my favorite sound of the day is early morning bird chirping. Now I'm going to put a little bit of red in here, just a tiny bit of red, but I think I'll put the gray in first before I add the red. And I just want a little bit of gray too. I don't want a lot of gray. And I'm trying to do it a little bit dimensional by lifting up the sponge to give it a little bit of height. There we go. Some gray. Now I'm going to dip into the red. Just a little bit of red. Peek through. There. More down here in the bottom. And there's my background for my bluebird. I should have put a little orange in, but I didn't find the orange this morning. It goes without orange. So then all I have to do is dry it and glue the bluebird on, glue the quote on, and ink the background, ink the edges, and she's done. So give me a minute to dry the background and I will be back. I dried off the page, which I think looks kind of pretty. It's just real simple, real easy. And I think once the bird is down there, it'll blend in nicely. And then the quote, got all the colors of the background. And then the quote, ink up the edges, and then she's done. And when I'm putting on small pieces like this, I like to use the Tombow liquid glue. I've become addicted to this glue. I love it. And I might be out. I love it that much. Nope, not out. But I do need to buy some more. It's a little bit big, so I got to put them at an angle. And there he is. And the quote I have is, I thought, very pretty and very apropos. It says, "It's impossible to explain creativity. It's like asking a bird, how do you fly? You just do." So I'm just going to cut that out. And then glue that right on there. The other quote I picked out was, "My heart is like a singing bird," but I really like this other one better. So I'm going to use this other one. Excuse me. allergies are kicking up bad. I hope everybody's going to have a wonderful day today. It's going to be beautiful here. It's going to be another hot day, but a nice one. Once I do all my running around this morning, I am going to do a little bit of housework, and then I'm going to the lake. Sit on the beach and enjoy the water. Okay, this is just a little bit long. I gotta cut this close. I'm going to have to put it in that angle. Yep, it's going to have to go at an angle. It's okay. Angles are good. I like angles. I'm really low on that Tombow, so I'm just going to use my glue stick. Now somewhere in this room I have a Stabilo All pencil. Yes. Oops, I have to sharpen it and I don't know where my pencil sharpener is. So, for right now, just use your imagination and pretend that I have outlined this in Stabilo All. And I gotta glue this little corner of his tail down and inked around the edges, and we'll call it a day. So I hope you have a wonderful day, everybody, and I'll talk to you soon. God bless. Bye.